Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have X-Ray Earth. This is a docu-series that they're about 46 minutes long each. This is from 2020. So far, it's one season. It's three episodes, focusing mainly on the U.S. and the natural disasters that could take place in them. The first one deals with potential earthquakes, that not just potential, but like imminent, will happen, not could happen, will happen at some point in an unusual place. Normally when we think of earthquakes in the U.S., we think California, with just that general area. But this focuses on a much different area that's pretty much quiet for as long as we've been recording history, for the most part, technically. The Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Portland, everywhere in between, the Cascadia area. They talk about what could go down when an earthquake of any large magnitude hits that place, and why is it so likely to happen there, and why would it be more devastating than anything we have ever had in the United States in history. The second episode deals with issues on the Atlantic coast, and then they volcanoes. They deal with volcanoes underneath the United States that could really mess things up. So yeah, I only watched one episode about the earthquakes up in the Pacific Northwest, and it's fascinating. It's not a situation of maybe it'll happen. Just like here in California, we know a big one's going to hit at some point. We are technically overdue, and I really hope it doesn't happen as I speak about it. Okay, good. I felt my share of earthquakes here. They're little things. Sometimes we don't even notice them. People who visit here will be like, oh, what the heck is happening here? People who live here all the time barely recognize it. If you're not from California, you understand that. But there's bigger. We've seen large tsunamis and earthquakes happening all over, like Japan, and they show examples of the devastation that has happened over the last, even just the last few decades that people have experienced. They check out the geology and the seismology and everything else that goes into determining how and where and why these things will happen, and how to we can't necessarily prevent them, but how to best protect ourselves when such things hit. A lot of buildings in Seattle and the Pacific Northwest are not retrofit, or at least not fit to handle any level of 9 magnitude. M9 is what the one guy called it. M9 earthquake. And then the following tsunami that's likely to happen, obviously closer to the coast. Just know that if you start seeing fish flopping around and there's no ocean where there used to be an ocean, go east as best you can. Or get high. Get higher, and hopefully you'll be able to avoid the devastation that is coming your way in a very large high wave, or many very large high waves. So yeah, this is, and there's all lots of digital recreations or pre-creations, I guess, of what all that devastation may look like. And they even step through all the different levels, even the warning system they have established up in the Pacific Northwest for something that nobody's ever really experienced to that level, to that degree. So you get to see that what it's like to live in that area. If you're like a school kid, they have, I think, America's first early warning earthquake drills, where they all quickly file out of their room and they go up. It's like in one of the schools, it's built in such a way that it can withstand the earthquake, and then also the incoming tsunami gets them high up, so it could save about 1,000 people in that community all at once. We're never going to find out whether it works or not until it actually happens. And yeah, again, nobody really looks at that area and goes, well, this is going to happen. We're going to have an earthquake all the time, at any moment. It could happen anytime. And it's a little bit scary. I mean, it's a little bit scary just living here. You never know what's going to happen. But you also deal with, Southeast with hurricanes, and then the Midwest with tornadoes, and you get all these different levels of destruction that nature says, I don't care what you built. This is me. You can't beat me. I'm I'm the boss here. So yeah, it's honestly, it's fascinating to check out. I don't know if I'll check out the other episodes. I mean, there's only 2 more, but if I get time, maybe I will. But yeah, it's you get to see what goes into who the type of people are that actually spend time just digging around in the dirt and trying to figure out why there's trees sticking up out of the tree stumps sticking out of the beach. And why did that happen? When did that happen? And why are there trees on the beach? It's just weird, that are not supposed to be there. Well, something big happened, and they can tell you exactly when it happened because of the rings and the trees and everything else. So, yeah. And it wasn't more than a few hundred years ago when that devastation happened. So, but it was well before we had a considerable amount of real estate in that area. Yeah, we're looking at a pretty grim future when it comes to earthquakes at some point. Let's just hope that we can do our best to mitigate any loss of life and get people safely quickly. And this shows you how it can be done, as best as we know how now. So let's pick tomorrow's episode.
355.
355. What do we got? 355. Ooh, we got a short. This is I think this might be one of the classics. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's one of the classics. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. It doesn't have a date after it. Because a lot of the newer ones, the newer classics that were just added, I put a date of their release behind it. So this one might have been around for a while on Disney Plus. We just never got to it until now. So let's check out The Big Bad Wolf. Yep. The Big Bad Wolf, animated short. I'm guessing animated short. On the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.